Them. Texted dream in a forest. Crying thunderstorm of tears for fears. You respond, wish to feel anything and be near, lacking words or way to explain direct thought, brain, hand, pen, paper, thing. Fireworks go 24 hours too early, pink into blue into gray into sea, come see. Crepe myrtles so thick spill over walls onto avenue. Hey, what you got? Game on, sun down. Every day can be a day of liberty in the land of the free. To be aspirational or pay past sins quite in these days. We can be reflectional in a new directional. Change is all there is. Stasis, impossible, mistakes, education, so go ahead, make 'em daily. Change is the only constant, she said. On the sea deck, Heraclitus and Buddha knew that too. Sometimes it's better that we just listen to the kids instead of getting involved in their dream. Tell me what you know, where you want to go. You don't have to show me anything, but it is our responsibility to steer clear of adverse experience. Life gives us those without asking. Some just get them, like being taken in for too much cheer out of fear. A fine line between tolerance and censorship. In the face of snobbery, one feels status rise or dip like the market or tides. Wishing you were someone else or where or when is a state of being that may never end. Others may never suffer in their time, but our time is not your time. One's suffering may never cease. Getting a new lease on life a luxury. Choice is luxurious too. Seeing the fruit of our flights right on. But the canceling of discussion or art seems dictatorial, like oppression in reverse. Striving for orderly constructions of identity may cause more strife than a life of chaos. Get me? War is a dark memory of a people. Why all the gaiety and pomp, friend? Let us remember our times together like planting crop or inventing non-stop super pop. The day your pop was nice from morning to night and shoot away all fright, the love and light of a people, living anima, listening clouds, speaking trees. We all misunderstand our marginality in this mess, but that's no less a responsibility to do the right thing, question all, don't quash. Storms come suddenly, but from somewhere the power of forgiveness, like a rainstorm, does not have to be transcendental. Can we apologize and forgive separately? How does one measure healing? The sun lifts spirits as long as it's not too much sun, and contrarily, let it rain. The rain soothes and cleans, forces unseen, still powerful in relation to all. Something that sounds like bedroom rock, but isn't. If you don't let me change gender, a linguistic problem as much a biologic one. What if all the tomboys became boys? You asked over the phone. Old pal wrote opera dream, grumpy, irreverent, amusing, a good tombstone it will be, still fit as a youngin', wishing for a time machine. You got it, it's memory, remember. All the major and minor cruelties are part of the same cosmology that showers preference on so-called winners. It's a misunderstanding of a nature that supports a narrative of bullying, which we must own, apologize, and forgive. Fortune teller, not Crescent City song, soul song, folded loose leaf paper, blue, red, yellow, green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are facing depression. You will be famous. You will earn millions. You will be very poor. You will get deported. You will get a forever supply of cheese. You will crash in a plane. You are special to someone. We all carry so much sadness, comes out in various ways, too high, too low, who knows? We gotta stay in touch together, move more, 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 just be in the vibrations of the multiverse. Divergence by you, 10-old lad, told dad I'm going to collect fashion magazines, tear them up as art project, put Gaga's face on $1, make it 1,000,000. Pronoun is a language problem, but it hints in reverse like race is rooted in hate and ignorance, but now total reality. If I am not my dead name, what am I? Low hum of traffic, sunlit patch on brick, bird noises, so much goes without saying, yet so much is in our hands. Machine makes consumers out of creators. A shelf can be purchased or built. Know your tools. We are all writers that no one wants to read. A world of words and no trees. Forest of wires that we barely see. Sorting through a life of words and images in an attic in a northernmost part of this city, being somewhat anonymous and famous for 5 minutes is all that there is, isn't it? We have many parents in Spanish. The struggle for power is a myth. It's a boot down with increasing pressure from without and within. That is, what's systemic is a discourse, a worldview. We must all critique our being. The luck of where you live upends all the meritocracy you or me or we may believe, belies the dirty truth within skepticism of success. To be the exact person in another situation like coastal bros, nor even not where we sit, never. In the virtual class, living in many worlds, alienation, a smudge on the boy's wall, perfectly painted in the teacher's home office. On the phone, speaking to an acquaintance from old days downtown. More than that, really. Connected by many friends who search for truth and beauty. Many found it, but in poverty, sitting under a tree in the park to avoid a crowded home. You responded to errant text butt dial. People don't hop enough these days. I think so hop we did. Well, at least the folks taught him to pogo to the old songs. They got the beat, we got it. Not to idolize hunter-gatherers, sure they had their problems, but the equitable distribution of labor with fun is something we could emulate. More and more speech, not always possible when mega voice requires mega bucks. Hitting rock bottom with a third is possibly the only way to stand. Watching a night in the garden, hatred as sporting event, straight arm salute, average white dude, swastikas, bookend George Washington, Pledge of Allegiance in a sea of hate, a creature with horns, cloven hoof, spike tail, stormtroopers cover man, storming stage, cops cover stormtroopers, a young boy dances a jig in jubilation of violence over land of the free, home of the brave. In less than 7 minutes, so many connections to yesterday and today. Love is a long time process. Hate is quick. Love is self-control. Hate is mindless. Love is mindful. Love is difficult. Hate is easy, requiring no reflection. When I broke the special glass, I was struck with a sadness like a punch. Is it an omen? I tried to shrug it off. After she returned from church, she quoted a scripture from the Book of Wisdom about respecting fathers. I argue that it may be paternal or sexist. I mean, respect is listening, not obedience. I try to listen to others. Isn't always easy. It takes practice. Some seem to believe you are either good or bad. I like to believe we are all good and bad. The best practice is to be with others. Snaky body, colored socks, zigzagging sidewalk. Caught eyes, said, "You look cute. You moving? Pulling all that weight, heavy rolling bags. I live in the air. I live in no man's land because of a man just trying to stay high." Hate is, hate is, hate is, self is, hate is, self, hate is original sin. Used to control desire from hate, sadly reigns, sadly remains. Hate wields control, siphons money from labor, redirects desire, enriches right, enriches left. All dicks, partisans, over for hate supreme. Blasting white supreme, washing out colors of the rainbow. Hard like fossils, winning creates losers, making all lose virginity, no protection from pain, hurt brain. Hate penetrates pace. From a race to win, we may all be lost, yet when there is loss, an opportunity opens to another way. We may learn from mistakes. In 7th grade, he was shot to death. News traveled fast, not as fast as today. Big news, rock and roll still king. Then leader of the biggest band, just released album with his lover. Even a kid misunderstood the hate. Wore a black band over the school uniform. Found a pack of matches cleaning out the place after you died. The phone number and name inside was who the song was dedicated to. In jail for breathing air. Got to set him free. Following feelings, trying to describe them is the eternal mystery. Nothing else matters, no details or motivations, just where you are at a time and how you feel, like the relationship of power from boss to worker. Even if you flipped by gender and race, can be a slap in the face whenever one of us loses an ability to choose or say yes. Fog makes background layer of trees across the river in obscured grayness. Trees in midground across streets, popping all shades of burnt umber. On the street, a child walks backwards. Accepting anger is normal, being it, looking it, learning from it. Can you apply this in multiple situations? How come the worst of modernism popped up in pedagogy of the most at-risk kids in the city? Ahistorical reading serves the man, not a family. Conspiracy theory emanates from the strong in power versus the weak in power when we believe the crazy things we believe. Warm light, cold air, be your advice. Inept management provides unintentional autonomy. Practice no response. I told the students I learned more in lunchroom than class. We are all innocent and guilty. Right takes left, run like the wind, child in the wind. Sometimes weakest overcomes strongest, a drop of rain on a boulder breathing. Just taking care of business in a dignified manner, even when washing the dishes, holding the haul, or raking the leaves. Just be. Stop pleasing. You will become pleasant in simplicity.